I've been to satsang for 10 years or more,
Right.
and there's a lot of knowledge,
Yes.
but I like to know the wisdom of the heart.
Yes.
Can you help me?
Yes. Knowledge by itself is not enough. Knowledge by itself also can be a trap also, because there's a feeling like, okay, we know. And if it merely is an intellectual or informational knowledge, it is not of value here. This knowledge that we speak about, you must be one with this knowledge. It's not a knowledge that you have, you see. So, you use the word wisdom. I prefer this, because wisdom is not something studied. More, it is released, like the way it arises like illuminations inside the heart. And it's not really about things so much. So if I'm sensing right, what I'm feeling you are really asking, I don't want to just possess knowledge. I want to be awake to
Yes.
the truth, isn't it? And when we speak about truth, it cannot be like some sacred cluster of some secret knowledge. That is not it. Because if it were that, then that itself would be a kind of phenomenon, something that you can perceive, and you can say, okay, now I've got it. And if you get something, then it is quite likely that you can lose it. It means it is not original. What truth is cannot be lost, and it cannot be owned. It can only be. And that is the singularly most important thing you will discover. If you have to study and practice to become something, you will have to spend a lot of energy to retain and maintain that understanding or that skill, if you want to say. Your self is not like that. It is already perfectly in place. From before the beginning of anything, it is here. So I don't want to be pointing to anything which is impermanent. We have tasted impermanence. Almost all of our life is a dance of impermanence. And it is fine. Impermanence is fine. Relativity is fine. What comes and goes is fine. But there is that which does not come and go. And we may ask, but what is the point? What is the value in finding such a thing that you are speaking about, Mooji? What can we do with it? Then I'd want to ask, who are you? Who can make use of truth? Are you apart from truth? If you are apart from truth, then you cannot be true. So let's begin there. And you say, this is, I want to, I've studied, I don't know if you say you studied or practiced, you've been
with teachers.
Been teachers for 10 years, no? I think even if you're studying to be a doctor, it takes less time. No? I say this is something, it's too long to what are we searching for? So today, it should be something. And not that you are going to get something, but maybe recognize something. Yeah.
May I come up?
I think you better come.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. So far, through your practices and through your satsangs, what have you discovered so far that you can say, of this I am sure about it?
What I am is not definable. No feelings, no thing you can get.
Yes.
It's always there.
Yeah. There being where?
Here.
Here. This is good.
But it's knowledge. It's not fully lived.
Yes. And who can live it?
Well, it's life.
No, listen, we're not going to speak any cliches here, okay? Because we know the Advaita cliches and stuff. We're not going to do that. And if you say it, I'm going to catch you on it.
That's good.
So it's not going to be, yes, there's nobody here, nothing really exists. No, it's just, please, don't do that. What you say must come from somewhere. It must be alive for you. Because you have already started by saying that, you know, but it's only kind of, it's not realized knowledge, in a sense, no? It is not, it's only academic.
Yes.
Yeah. And I ask you why, you say it's not lived. And I ask you, who is going to live it? We're just going to clarify, and I feel that this question is broad enough that we can embrace everyone in this question. So let's look at that now. It's not lived. Who will live it? You cannot live life. You can only be life. This is the truth. It is a strange thing we say. We say, you know, but I've got to live it. Like, it is my responsibility now to live it. We can say these things up to a certain point, and they have a validity when they are spoken through certain mouths like that. Like if you're saying one thing and doing another thing, then we say, whoa, there's something not matching up here. You're saying, you know, oh, peace and love, and then you're sticking some, how does it's not true. But here, is it the same? You say, yes, I know I am this. I know that I am that I am nothing tangible. I'm not merely the body. It's not a curse against the body. It's not rejecting the body. Because the body is very needed, very necessary for experiencing, to be experienced. The body is innocent in this. But I cannot merely be my body. This you know. You know it, no? Intellectually, or you know it?
I know.
You know this, okay. And then mind also. My thoughts, because mind and thoughts are not separate. So I know the mind through the thought process. The thoughts, it is clear that thoughts, they come and go. They're like a traffic that is coming and going, okay? But without the perceiver of thoughts, they don't register. It is as though they don't happen. For whom do thoughts come? To whom do they speak? So let's try and clarify this, because in clarifying this, many things are going to drop away. In deep sleep, thoughts do not come for you. Why? No customer. The actors will not go on the stage until the audience is seated, isn't it? To whom will they perform? So the thoughts are only there for who? The thinker of thoughts. We can say the thinker of thoughts is the one for whom the thoughts come, isn't it? The one who say, yes, these thoughts are troubling me, I know my mind, oh, why can't it stop? Please help me to stop. Who is that? Who suffers thoughts and emotion, feeling? You see? Like, or even say, how can I live this? How can I make this what I know here to be here? How I can do it? So we are going to move speedily along. We're going to jump over the moon with this, because I don't want to give you slow things, or you do this and 17 steps to freedom, and I don't want to point like this. Who is this that is saying, you know, I am so stuck and my life is so cluttered? This we are going to solve today, starting now. I want to show. Because everyone embraces this identity this is what I am. When you send your emails, signed by this one. Facebook, this one. Taking a picture, this one. Having a life, this one. Relationship falling apart, this one. Trying to find the truth, this one. So let's understand what is this one. And is this the ultimate truth? Is it a fact or fiction? Or a mixture of the two? It's worth finding out, isn't it? And not finding out intellectually, but really with pure clarity and seeing. Because your question is coming from this position at the moment. You see, I want it to be lived, I want to be in this. This identity is deeply connected to you, and it is your instrument for transcendence, actually. What I may call the intelligence of the being. You can call it that also. How can I simply be that? By what technique can I be that? So I'm saying something has to be clarified. And I don't know if you are going to have the urge to follow me into just this very simple pointing. The feeling of I is so familiar at this level of speaking. I am the one who came here. I came here all the way from such and such a place to be here today in satsang because I want to be free. A genuine desire? Yes, genuine desire. For all seekers of truth, it will be a genuine desire. I've come here to shed the old skin, but I don't want a new skin. I want to shed the old skin. I don't want a new skin now. Something is pleading, please help me to do this. Then I ask a question, you who seek help, can you introduce yourself? And it takes a little bit more than you're expecting. Because something would like to go, okay, fine, let's go and do this. Jump over this, climb on this, come up here and hello, that's it. No, but I want you to understand something, that this identity is still a garment over the real self. The one who is saying, I want to be free. Bear with me. This feeling, I came here, this is my life, this is what I want, this is what I have done, is primarily memory you're speaking about. Now this one, I am here now. I want to live what I know here, I want to live it here. Who is speaking this thing?
It's still the idea of a person speaking that.
Mm-hmm.
It's being watched.
Being watched?
It's watched.
It is watched. Okay. From where is it watched? It is watched. It is watched. The one who is asking me, I want to live this. I want to live this truth. Okay? And I'm asking you, what is the substance of this one? Is it a credible question? It seems like a very credible question. I want to be free. Now, if it is not answered in the way that I'm responding to at the moment, then I may send you on a course of something to say, do this and then do that, and really stay with doing this for a while, which I can, and sometimes I do, if I feel that there isn't the space to follow me into the subtlety of what I'm pointing. But if you can follow what I'm saying, it will save a lot of time, a lot of work. No. You say, quite rightly, there's the idea of someone who is saying this. And I ask you, what is aware of this?
me. But it's still knowledge, not...
What is saying it is still knowledge? Why should you... what makes the difference now to say, but that is just knowledge, it's not real?
Because it's not always the point of what I think I'm watching out.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You understand?
I am warming up to what you're speaking.
Because the person looks real often.
Yes. It looks real, feels real, you mean?
Yeah, I know it's not, and I can see the person, but when I'm...
And you are what again? We just close the door on about the person. We're not looking to the window now at the person. Just you. What is here as you?
Space, not...
Just space? Is just space like this kind of space?
No.
Mm-hmm. Say more then.
But not so many words for this.
Is there anything lacking in it?
Lucky?
Lacking.
Lacking?
Yeah, anything missing?
No, it's full, but not with something.
Yes, yes. Is it concerned about?
No.
So for whom is the concern about living it? No, it is a good question.
But
because I'm going to hear more of these questions from you also.
Now I'm looking from here.
Yes.
No concern.
Yes.
But
are you not able to function also in your dynamic being? Are you not able to function? If you have a family, to take care of your family. If you have a business, to take care of your business. If you have to speak on the phone, and at the same time to send an email or something, are you not able to say, hang on a second, one moment, I just need to press send. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. Are you not able to function like that without a departure, a sense of departing from yourself?
I'm able. But in past, I've recognized this also very often. But still, person is believed in.
Yes. For how long? Is the belief in the person expanding or contracting? Is it diminishing in the duration of being in the person?
It's diminishing.
Acha. Okay. Is there something waiting for it to fully diminish? To vanish completely?
I think so.
Yes, of course it is there, something. And I would not give too much importance to that. Something is here. Sometimes I want to simply immerse you in this type of what I call the energy field of satsang. But not just sitting in a chair, but somehow to move about in that environment and just to allow some time to have the stuff that is probably a bit suppressed to come to the surface more. Because it will surprise you what may come out of this spring cleaning. It happens, a little old tin of sardines and all kind of stuff is coming out. You think, oh my God, I'm vegetarian. You know, yes. But it will come out like that because we think we know ourselves. I know what has happened. You don't, actually. You don't know when these things crept in and so on. And in themselves, if I can say, it's not such a big deal. The big deal is what we take them to be. That is where the smell comes. Not the thing in itself, but what it is taken to be for you, the relationship you have with that. But I would want to say, to put your attention not on reading the script of the mind. Okay, now it's doing this, and okay, the person has come back. Show the person in that moment. Don't just believe, oh, the person is back again. Oh, I'm back in the person. Don't whine about the person. expose it. Identify in what way is it personal. Show the person, if you can. Because maybe the habit is so lived that you simply just accept when the mind stuff comes, which it will do. Because throughout the duration of even just this lifetime, we have absorbed so many impressions which are not true. And when I say absorb, I mean only absorb by way that somehow it came to matter to you as something significant. You embrace it and it became part of your identity. And this stuff is going to keep being burped up from your being, especially as your attention searches for the true. It will come from time to time. But there will be so much power radiating from your source self that the small little nonsense from the mind will not have that magnetism for you. This is what I wanted to find out. What keeps going back to giving attention to these little skirmishes, you know? What keeps going back to giving energy to these little noises? Unless there is some interest in them. And we need to look at that. And it does not need to take long. You see? If the earnestness is there, the intention is there, it can be zapped straight away, at least to switch off that feed, to cut the feed. Because something must cut the umbilical cord to that psychological identity. And who is going to do it? When I say cut, what it means? Even when it's cut, you may find that still there's some play going on. If I'm boiling some dal, is coming up boiling, and then I have to run to the shop to get something, okay? And I know that I might meet somebody on the street, and then I get entangled in some conversation, and then big fire starts in my house. Okay? So you cut the juice, I turn the fire off, still bloop, 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 bloop. But I know it's safe because the juice is cut, isn't it? Different than if you leave the fire, you go to the shop and you're in two places, look, I've got to go because, and you're being held, then there's a tension there. But if it is cut somehow, then you know, even though there's still blub, 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 it's at least, the power is cut. So this power cut to the mind has to happen. It will still continue coming for a while. As I said before, it is like the mind has been fired, but it will still keep showing up for work, somehow. And then you might forget that you fired it. But I fired you, no? No, not quite. You were thinking about it, and since then I've improved, I've been doing very good, or whatever it is. Something still keeps a relationship with this identity, like that. All that I'm speaking now, it will become increasingly clear and very simple, in fact. Because all this thing with the mind, in its ground state, it's very small, it's trivial, in fact. It is only the relationship and the feed that has gone to it that has fattened the mind, what you call mind so much. You see? Until now, it's as though we're at the mercy of the mind play. But I want to put my hand right down to chew to your toes and pull you inside out.
Please.
Yes.
I feel like a beggar, but the beggar is seen.
then what business have you got with beggars? No, speak up. Why this begging is going? So why would it be given so much importance? Because you can be without the beggar, but the beggar cannot be without you. Can we discern? You can be without the beggar, but the beggar cannot be without you. Judge which is the greater, and stand with the greater. Suppose you are inside your house, and every time you go out, there's a beggar standing outside the door. And you say, please move from here. Go away from here. And he says, please just give me a cup of tea. Okay, you go and make a cup of tea. When you come back, he's sitting in the room. You say, no. You go outside. No. Just ice cold out there. Just take a little tea. And you know you're not comfortable. You give the tea. He says, you have any sugar? Yeah. You put some sugar, and then a biscuit. Okay, a biscuit. When you come back, his foot is on the table. How far are you going to take this relationship? Isn't it? So either you put him out, then you say, okay, fine, out. You bring him out. You put him out. Okay, please go. He goes out. You go and do your thing. You come back, he's standing at the door. And you go inside, you lock your door, and you forget about him. You go to put the rubbish out, he's still there. Can you live like that? Yes, you can. You say, I don't want you in my house. You can stay. You're free to stay on the street. It's okay. But if every time you go and look through the keyhole, you say, oh, he looks cold. He looks cold. So something is there like that. We give some importance to a kind of relationship with an aspect of this play that we feel some connection with this, that okay, like that, and then it grows through that way. I'm not teaching you to be unkind or something, because I don't think that you have to be so kind to your ego, actually. You can, but it's not going to pay off for you. You say that I feel like beggar. Somehow I see the beggar. Then I say, leave it. It's okay. Leave it. Pay attention to yourself, not your person. It is your person that is seeing the beggar. Yourself sees God.
La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.